Oh my god. It's always so weird, like, being like, hey, because, like, nobody's here. But, like, people are here. Anyways, hello, YouTube. I haven't posted on here in, like, literally a year, I think. I don't know if it was last year. Like, everything gets jumbled in my head. I don't know if it was last year or 2023. Where I was doing like reaction videos, but they were doing really good. But I just don't care to do them. I really don't. Like, and then also like with YouTube, it wasn't going well. Like, I was getting the views and everything, but copyright, all that, it was just a lot. So I'm gonna like do my makeup, but I also want to talk about like books and stuff. Not like just today, like I want to talk about books because it's been on my mind, like 2 books in general. So let me just, I guess I'll do a little bit of primer. Also, don't look at my nails like they're terrible. Last year I read Notes from the Underground by, you know what, the, like every time I try to say his name, it fucks me up. Dostoevsky, Fyodor Dostoevsky. How about we go to Google?
Fyodor Dostoevsky.
Fyodor Dostoevsky.
Fyodor Dostoevsky.
By him. And it was just so interesting to read as somebody who doesn't read like a lot of classic literature, because it was so relatable. Well, I'm not gonna say relatable because some people would probably think I need help, but like in a way it was just the way I interpreted some of like the things he was talking about. Like, hold on. Basically, okay, I'm all over the place a little bit, but like I kind of want to just talk on here like about things that I'm thinking about. I like channels like that, so like why not? I think it was strangely relatable, and I didn't expect it from like classic literature, because you think like you would think people from so long ago couldn't possibly have the same experiences as you in the society we live in now, but it's like they did. Like, they felt real. I don't know why it's so weird. Like, they really felt real human emotions. I think it was something James Baldwin said, where he was like, you go through something and then you see 100 years ago, I keep forgetting how to pronounce it, Fyodor Dostoevsky, whatever the hell, FD. You see FD went through it too and wrote about it, whatever. And even James Baldwin is like older. But anyways, yeah, I just think it's crazy how like, not crazy, I just think it's interesting and kind of poetic how we all go through the same things and have been going through the same things, and it's like, it's comforting. Yeah, but in Notes from the Underground, it wasn't really about a person. I think it was like a concept of a person, concepts of a plan. It was like a, I don't even know how to explain it, but basically it was centered on isolation. The first half, it was centered on isolation and how it affects humans and the brain and like everything. Also saw a video about him, and he's such an interesting human because he actually was in solitary confinement and got in prison for I think something with like free speech, I don't know, but it's crazy because he actually experienced like isolation. I don't know, like, you guys get what I'm saying. But reading it, I felt so I don't know, it just felt so relatable, like the feeling of consciousness feeling like a bad thing, or too much awareness. No, isolation can really make you feel insane in a way, because it's like you overanalyze everything, even your overanalyzation. And I personally think I went through that, and a lot of people probably did around COVID and everything like that. But I think like 2022, 2023 is when like that, like I felt like I could have a fucking psychotic break. Like, I promise you. I don't know. I think we as humans need community, and we need, like when people say to touch grass, we need nature, we need community, we need people. And I think people nowadays, we try to downplay how much we need other people. Um and I just think it's weird. Like, I had a time like that in my life where I'm like, I don't need nobody, I don't need it. But it's like, yeah, you actually fucking do. Like, you were created to have community, and there's nothing wrong with that, or there's nothing wrong about yearning for community or companionship. Like, I don't know, it's just so fucking weird how we're so obsessed with being like hyper independent, isolated, alone. Like, I don't know, it's just really it makes the world so fucking boring. Like, why don't we want community? Why don't we want intimacy of knowing, of sharing, of creating real bonds? See, my head goes everywhere. Like, this was not even the point of the book, but it made me think of other things. And the reason I'm thinking about this book right now, because I did read it last year, I'm currently reading My Year of Rest, My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I'm not too far into it, but the books remind me of each other. Like, I think this book was inspired by that book, maybe, or at least they share common themes of isolation. I relate to this book as well. And you know, that may seem concerning to people, but I think a lot of people relate. Like, I definitely had a year like that where all I wanted to do was sleep. All I wanted to do was self-destruct, because I didn't want to feel the moment, and I just wanted to get to the good part. And it's like, I don't know, it's really suicide. It's suicide, it's self-harm, it's all of it. Like, I don't know. And I'm hoping to finish the book before the year ends. Today is January 30th. It's not a long book, so I literally only read it one day. Like 2 days ago I started it, and I haven't finished. I could easily probably finish it today. Yeah, it's just interesting. And like, I have these conversations with my friends about just like society, and I just feel like we're so dead. We're so dead as a society because we're so scared. We're scared of everything. Like, we're scared to feel, to take risks. Because I think to feel, you have to be willing to feel it all. Like, if you want to feel the good, you have to feel the bad. And honestly, in my brain, I know I use those words because they're ingrained and they're hardwired. I don't think there's a such thing as good and bad. I think there just is. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think there's just experiences. and we just go through things, and it's kind of more damaging to label them as good or bad, because then in your brain you're so hyper fixated on that attachment to the word that you can't look at the experience for what it is and what it's doing for you. And I feel like if I said that to the wrong person, that would probably sound tone deaf. If they were going through something in the moment, like, all this bad shit is happening to me, and I'm just like, oh, take it for what it is. But like, literally though, like, it's an experience, and we have such an attachment to things being good all the time and being happy. And happiness doesn't have to be this overwhelming, good, jumping for joy feeling. I think pure happiness comes when you're content, you're balanced, and you're leveled. And that's all I yearn for, is balance. I don't know. I don't know how we got here. I want to go. So I was reading notes from Underground on my phone. I want to look at some of the stuff I highlighted, because I know there were things that I did. I highlighted something he said. He said, maybe man does not love well-being only. Maybe he loves suffering just as much. Maybe suffering is just as profitable for him as well-being. For man loves suffering terribly much to the point of passion, and that is a fact. Here, there's not even any need to consult word history. Just ask yourself, if you're a human being and have had any life at all, as for my personal opinion, to love just well-being alone is even somehow indecent, whether it's good or bad. It's almost very pleasant to break something. I, as a matter of fact, take my stand here neither with suffering nor with well-being. And then he says, suffering, why, this is the sole cause of consciousness. Though I did declare at the beginning that consciousness, in my opinion, is man's greatest misfortune, still I know that man loves it and will not exchange it for any satisfaction. That's like a question that I like to ask people, is like, do you think that, I don't know, like, do you think consciousness causes suffering, or do you think suffering causes consciousness? Do you think that there's a such thing as too much consciousness? I don't know. These are things that I, like, before I even read this, or these were things that I was like struggling with mentally. And it just, I came to the conclusion, I think that suffering causes consciousness. Like, I feel like when I hit rock bottom, I became more conscious. And every time I hit rock bottom, I come to a higher consciousness, because I learned something new about myself. I learned something new about life. And I think that in a way, when we're suffering, we can become addicted to it. Like, we want to sit in it, or we want to, even if we don't know we're doing it, we're subconsciously or unconsciously doing things that continue our suffering. And I think our society is addicted to it. Like how he said he thinks consciousness is man's greatest misfortune, but we still love it and wouldn't exchange it for satisfactions. Like, I don't know. And I think that goes back to what I was saying about the labels of good and bad and suffering and things like that. Like, it just is. So I don't think I would trade suffering or the agony of consciousness for satisfaction. I don't know. It's a lot of things that he says that sparks my brain. With both books, I think they're both very cynical, very negative, very self-loathing. Um, it's just interesting. It's interesting how isolation and loneliness will take you there. The brain can be a scary place. Oh, also, when I read Notes from Underground, it reminded me of like a poem I wrote. And the poem is called A Paradox of Seeking Meaning. And it just all correlates because I think my spark of consciousness happened when I started to actually gain some autonomy and just started to remove the filters. Because I think as humans, we grow up in society and we automatically get filters of what can go in and what can go out. And that's a whole nother conversation about the, we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, so when I started seeking meaning of life and like meaning of who I am is when it's like I want to read the poem, but that feels very personal. There's a part in the poem where I say, seeking answers, I became acutely aware, but awareness left me empty. I expected fullness, but I analyzed everything until there was nothing left, just me and anxiety. I don't know. I expected to feel like, okay, I found my place. I found who I am. I found what I like. I found what I do. But it stripped me from my being. It stripped me from everything I know. It stripped me from everything I knew. Because once I became aware and fully and functioning as an individual mentally, everything that was instilled in me, I then questioned. And I'm like, well, do I believe this or was I told it? Do I want to do this or is it programmed? Like, you know? So it was a weird conflicting feeling because it's like, oh, I'm finding answers, but I also feel so low. Like I feel like when you feel like you don't know anything and everything you thought you knew is taken away from you, that's the scariest feeling because it's the unknown. And the unknown can either be scary or exciting. To me, it was kind of both. That's why I said the paradox of seeking meaning, because I feel like to know is to know nothing at all. But we all know that. Yeah, I don't know. That's the realest shit ever. To know is to know nothing at all. And then when you figure that out, then you'll figure out eventually that to know nothing at all is comforting. Ignorance is bliss. I don't care what anyone says. Like, the comfort of knowing that the more you seek answers, the more you do this, the more you figure things out, there's never going to be like, well, this is it. Because the world is forever changing. We're forever evolving as humans. There is no knowing. You're just here. You're just here to exist. You're here to love, be love, give love, vibrate on love. Like, that's really it. Like, enjoy life. I love it. I love love. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I could title this. I guess I could title this, um, I guess the paradox of seeking meaning. Or the paradox of finding meaning. I don't know, because starting from this, we started from isolation and how that happened with people and how that causes the brain to fucking eat at itself. I'm just rambling at this point. And I think because it's so much to talk about, it's hard to talk about. Like, there's so much that I could say. There's so many ways that this could go. I stopped doing my makeup. I don't really do much makeup. Like, in general. I say that, but like, I don't know. I use concealer all over my face. That's only because I'm out of my foundation, but also I don't really care. Like, it does the same shit. What else do I need to do? I could do powder. Oh yeah, that's this. Anyways, I don't know. I want to figure out what else I want to do on this channel, because I love the channels where they talk about things and they talk about kind of like give advice, but it's like I'm also still figuring shit out. So I think it's just kind of fun to talk about it and figure it out online. Or just share my thoughts, my philosophy. I don't know. I'm always trying to lose my attachment to things, because attachment is the root to all evil. Attachment is the root to all evil, all anxieties, all depression, all doubts. Like when I'm attached to how I want things to be, how things are supposed to be, how things are supposed to look, if I'm attached to a human, an object, anything, it all it does is make you anxious, and it makes you overthink, and it makes you not move. And bitch, we need to be moving. All 2025, we're moving. We're moving. What the fuck else am I supposed to be doing to my face? I could do a lip combo, guys. Oh, okay. We're gonna do that. I was gonna say, I don't know where my lip shit is, but it's here. Y'all, I'm irritated as fuck because that orange bitch in office, oh wait, I don't think he did that actually. Let me relax, because I don't know. Somebody took, not in the mood. Somebody took away CapCut. Now I have to find another editing software. But we gonna get it done. What the fuck is this shit on my goddamn lip? Not in the mood. I'm scared to take this bonnet off because I don't know if I'm gonna like how my hair looks. So this might just be a bonnet conversation, and I'll take it off camera. And I kind of do want to talk about also like the new year and everything like that, but I guess that can be another conversation. I'm also gonna do a podcast with my best friend, and we wanted to talk about it on there, so I guess maybe y'all see it then, maybe you won't. Maybe nobody's watching this. I don't really care, because I'm not attached to the idea. I don't really care because I'm not attached to the idea that this needs views or anybody to understand me. You don't gotta understand me. I'm just talking into the abyss. Yeah, this is what I did today. I don't know, y'all. It just brightened me up. Y'all like this pink robe? My room's kind of messy. Y'all see that rug is so cute. I would go over there and show you, but I'm not. So, I don't know what the point of bringing that up was. Anyways, yeah. If you haven't read Notes from the Underground, I think you should read it. If you're like, oh, classic literature is annoying, and like I don't feel like doing all that shit, it's relatable. He's funny also. He's crazy. He's not crazy, but he's very cynical and like dark humor, and it's funny. And if you get kind of like confused with shit, like with reading the classic literature, do an audiobook. I'll let you guys know how my year of rest and relaxation goes, how I like that book. So far, it's cool. It's relatable. I'm getting it. I'm here with her. And I'm hoping she digs herself out of this whole season. But I get it. I do get it. Anyways, keep loving people and vibrate on love. Don't forget, y'all. Everything gonna be all right. Everything. All right, y'all. Bye. For real.